nutrition and food studies. If you have a PE course or any kind of course where they're talking about nutrition, study hemp. Study how good it is for you. And fortunately, there's a lot of great products out there, including hemp ice cream nowadays, hemp oatmeal, hemp butter, hemp seed butter, which is just crushed hemp nut, which the hemp nut is actually, the seeds are all crunchy and everything and get caught in your teeth. But they came up with a way to take the hard shell off of the hemp seed and just turn it into this real soft, nutty material, a hemp nut. And if you crush that, it turns into hemp seed butter, which is tremendous. And it's very good for you. It's high in protein, it's high in fiber, it's high in minerals and essential fatty acids, but it won't get you high. You cannot fail a drug test by eating hemp foods. Hemp manufacturers have, they test their materials, they make sure they use low THC seeds, and so there's no, very, very small amount of THC, so you cannot fail a drug test. But it's just tremendously good. It's gluten-free, cholesterol-free, and there's no known allergies for hemp foods, which is really amazing when you think about peanuts, how many people are allergic to peanuts or lactose intolerant. There's hemp milk. It's all different flavors of hemp milk are really great. So study all the different things that it can be made out of and how good it is for you. And at the same time, the hemp lotions and soaps and salves are really tremendous. A few people got some hemp lip balm tonight. That'll really help chapped lips. But they also have shampoo, soap, salve. This hemp salve is really great for scrapes and things. And the essential fatty acids in the hemp seed oil are really good for your skin. It helps your skin retain moisture. So that's, study that. Look and, why is it so good for you? And why is it so good for acne and eczema and psoriasis and skin problems? A lot of people really swear by hemp lotion, hemp oil, and all the different therapeutic effects that it has. So, that's a great thing. And Dr. Bronner's, I'm sure a lot of people know about Dr. Bronner's. Usually it's that soap, the liquid soap that you can use for everything. They're very big in the hemp industry. They support the hemp industry, donate money to the industry, and help with trade shows. So every time you're buying Dr. Bronner's, you're helping yourself, you're helping the hemp industry, and you're helping the environment. And one of the best things you can do to end prohibition is to buy hemp products. And they are more expensive because they have to be imported from Canada or Europe or China. But really, by helping these companies that are putting these products out, that's the best way to get this industry going forward. And we're up in the $200 or $300 million a year in hemp sales, food sales. Sounds like a lot, but it's really, really small on the scale of things. So it's a great opportunity to get in if you have a good idea, if you want to be a salesperson. Economics, it can be sort of a dry, boring subject, and it's hard. It's hard too. But you could do a study of economics of hemp. Why are the products more expensive? Which is, one obvious reason is because you have to import it from Canada, Europe, or China. But another reason is because of the economies of scale. They grow so little hemp, they grow about 20 to 38,000 acres of hemp in Canada, whereas in America we grow over 200 million acres of corn, soy, wheat, and cotton. So the economies of scale haven't kicked in. We're making such small amounts of all these products that the unit price is going to be higher. But, study how, if we grew 1 million acres of hemp, how would that affect the prices? Look at the multiplier effect. I think hemp could be a really good solution for revitalizing rural America because we can keep the money local. If you grow something, harvest it, process it, produce it, and market it locally, that money keeps getting spent over and over locally, and it creates a multiplier effect. We're not growing something and shipping it across country, and we're not importing anything. We're growing our own houses, we're growing our own fuel, we're growing our own food. So it's just amazing. If you keep that money locally, then people would go out, grow 5 or 10,000 acres of hemp locally, and then make all your products, and then you could export those outside. It would be great for the farm communities. Innovation, entrepreneurship. We have some people here that want to start a company or invent a product. This would be a great area to go into. A lot of really bold, innovative people have created companies and created products and started companies, and we need more help in that area. But it's hard because We are in a battle. We're battling prohibition. It's a war, the war on drugs. And as any war, the first ones over the hill are a lot of times the first casualties. So if you're starting a company, don't bite off more than you can chew. Just start small and build. But keep that in mind that we're really fighting an uphill battle here. And until American farmers can grow hemp in America, it's going to be very, very difficult. Invent hemp water, hemp 2.0. If you could invent something that tastes like water but had all the nutrients of hemp, that might work. You got hemp milk, hemp fabric, start a hemp store, do whatever you want, but think about it and work on it. If you're in plant sciences or chemistry, study the hemp stalk, study the chemical makeup of the stalk, of the hemp seed, what exactly is in the hemp seed, or even in the different flowers. The hemp flowers or the cannabis flowers, everybody knows about THC, and these are cannabinoids, and there's over 60 cannabinoids have been identified in cannabis, and they all have different therapeutic effects. Obviously, THC gets you high, but other ones like CBD is very good for MS and different other ailments, and they're finding out now in California they're growing marijuana with high CBD content and low THC. So patients aren't necessarily getting stoned, but it's helping with their spasms and their MS. So it's really incredible, but we need a lot more research in this area because it's just such a great plant. And one researcher calls cannabis a synergistic shotgun because it does so many things, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it's just amazing all the different therapeutic properties of cannabis. If you have a geography class or agriculture, you could study like where hemp can be grown. This is from a 1970 USDA book, The Selected Weeds of America. Of course, cannabis was considered a weed, and they show where it could be grown, and I'm sure we know it could be grown everywhere else. I like this little pocket right by San Francisco, though, so they were growing some there. But so study if you're doing agriculture, study where could it be grown. And they're growing it all in Canada too, so if they can grow it in Canada, we can grow it. And then this is from 1917. This is a map of Europe and Russia, and every dot represents 1,250 acres of hemp. So you can see they grew like a shitload of hemp in Russia, and quite a bit of hemp in Italy, where they made really fine linen out of hemp. So it's look into that and see why was the hemp from Italy finer? How did they process it? Whereas the hemp from Russia was made into rope and cordage. If you're into foreign languages, you could do a paper on all the different words for cannabis and hemp, all the different cultures that have a word for this plant. And it's really amazing because cannabis has been around for 5,000 plus years. It started apparently in China and made its way through the Middle East, Africa, and into Europe. So, almost every culture has used hemp or grown hemp for various purposes. And if you're looking to get a tattoo, you could have a Chinese tattoo for hemp. And this is actually a shed. They're drying. Those are hemp plants hanging upside down, drying in a shed. So it's sort of a self-explanatory symbol, which is sort of cool for Chinese. So, study that, work on that. And cannabis is a Latin word. Sativa is Latin for useful. So cannabis sativa, useful plant. The word canvas is directly derived from the word cannabis because the Conestoga wagons, the canvas on the Conestoga wagons was made out of cannabis hemp. So that word is directly derived from cannabis. So, you can study the different languages.